Welcome back, and I get to do something today that I've been planning for ages and then just never got around to because I am great at procrastinating for basically ever. And you can't see it right now, but everything is a mess because I'm cleaning and everything gets messier before it gets cleaner. But anyway, today I get to paint on a game that I probably got a little over a year and a half ago, specifically for painting, but then I never painted it, and that's what we're doing today. So if you kept up with the circle of words that I just went in multiple times, you know what's going on. If you didn't, well, you can just keep watching and you'll figure it out. But anyway, let's get right into it.
The first game I wanted to paint was Mancala because it'd just be the easiest one of all that I have because you really don't have to worry about places or whatever. It's just all the same and it's easy. And the first thing I did was I got it out and I removed all the marbles from it and just put them back in the box for safekeeping. And I just wanted a blank canvas, so I painted everything I wanted to paint white. I did want to keep the base of it to just be the wood because I wanted the circles to be what would pop out the most, and I wanted those to be colorful. So the wood could just kind of stay and just be in the background. I did plan what I was going to paint in all the circles before I even started, which is why you see the little pencil lines in it. And I also did show what I was going to paint at one point, but it might have been sped past really quickly. So anyway, what's going in all of these circles is a bunch of different pride flags. Like there's the gay, the lesbian, the bi one, the pan one. I had to include straight ally just in case. And then I decided to do the side, like really big ones just to be the rainbow flag because I didn't, by that point I was really tired and I did not feel like including all the other stripes in it because I also do have the trans flag and everything else. But I started out with just the most basic of the bunch, this straight flag, because it is only black and white. And then from there, I just slowly added the colors of all the next flags. I think I did ace and arrow really close together because they have the same colors in them, as well as demi. I think I did demi directly after ace because those colors do not need to change. Also, demi was the easiest to paint because it's the one I had actually outlined the most. And I didn't really have to go over the colors other than purple ones, which all of these were just the first coating of the colors. Some of them were not opaque. They were it's like I was painting with watercolors even though I didn't water down these acrylic paints, so they should have been better than what they were, but nope, they were not. So I ended up going back over most all the colors except for yellow, because yellow's just weird like that, to make it more bright and opaque and less streaky. Because they're flags, they're not supposed to be really translucent. I will say though, trying to paint straight lines over a curved surface is absolutely awful. Would not recommend, except I did it 12 plus times and I would totally do it again, but unless you want to sit there and look over it and then sit back down, paint more, get up, look over it again, it is very hard. I did not even get all these lines straight, which I guess is okay. That joke was made for one person in particular. But it worked out and I think they looked straight enough, so if it works, it works. Overall, I think I had non-binary, trans, demi, gender fluid, gender queer, ace, lesbian, the gay one, the blue and green gay one. I'm missing a couple. Aro, bi, pan. Oh, and the straight one. Yeah. I think that's 12. I may be missing one, but I think that's all of the ones that I made. And after I went over it a second coat and then a third coat of paint because some of those pinks and purples did not want to be opaque. It was a lot of fun though. Great time. I will say I did think I would need to put tape around each circle because I was afraid that it would I would accidentally paint onto the flat surface of the wood, and it actually wasn't a problem because it was curved enough that I could just paint straight up the side and it'd be fine. And I did end up flicking paint in a couple of areas, but then I just wiped it away really quickly, and it wasn't a problem. So that was one good thing that came out of it. Just an example of how streaky this paint can be, you can just look at like the buy flag after the first coat, and it looks not the best. It just looks really translucent and watered down. All around that one needed a couple of coats before it looked really nice. And I didn't end up painting the side portions that are like the oval cylindrical, I don't know the word for it, but I didn't paint those on camera because at that point I'm like, I am not going to try and bend over backwards making these lines straight all the way down. I'm just gonna like plant my face on top of it, so there was no point in filming. I mean, half the time the hand is covering everything that's being painted, so I mean, what else am I gonna do? I'm not gonna break my hand in half so I can just see right through it and I can get the perfect shot, because I am not putting that much effort into it. At least not into filming. Into the actual painting, there's so much effort I put into that. You can just hear the little bits of regret in my voice as I'm talking about this, but I really did have a great time doing this. I just like listened to music. Matching the colors got to be a little bit annoying, especially for the lesbian and gay flags, because they're all similar in color, and then I just had to like mix all the paints because the 48 paint colors I have did not have the 7 of each color that needed to go into each of those flags, except for the white. I did have the white. And just like that, the end starts to be in sight, because after the last 2 flags, which obviously had to be the most complicated because I started out with the easiest, being the straight flag, it's done after you have to recoat it multiple times. But then you get to put a glaze over on top of all of it, not realize that your paintbrush still has a little tiny tint of blue into it, realize that later, and then paint over all the white parts again. Because the middle of it got tinted blue where all of like the glaze collected at the bottom of each base. And it was a great old time. The pan flag still has like a little tint of blue in the very center of the yellow, because I just did not feel like repainting it white and then repainting it yellow, because the yellows I have aren't opaque, but at least they work in one coat and I don't have to worry about it. And yeah, this project did have some fun times. It also had some very annoying times, but I do not regret any of it. Well, I do regret parts of it, but I don't regret any parts of it right now, which is good. And right at the end of it, I also decided that I didn't like the marbles it came with, so I got the bowl of marbles that are completely clear that we have in our house for some decoration for I don't know what reason, and I switched them out instead. And then this beautiful Mancala board is finally finished, and I am definitely really happy with how it turned out. I hope everybody has a great day.